Hello, and welcome to the first ever ReYD, where every Friday I will be recapping some of the biggest and most interesting stories that we report here at the York Dispatch, and also trying to move it forward a little bit, maybe give you a glimpse into something that we're working on in the near future. My name is David Weissman. I am the business reporter here, and I will also be your host for this show every week. And every week I will also be joined by a guest host, likely one of the York Dispatch staff members. This week I am joined by Jessica Schladebeck.
Hi everyone, I'm Jess. I am the education reporter with the York Dispatch.
All right, let's get to it. Probably the biggest story this week centers around the chemical plant fire that happened in Adams County.
As a result, maybe a little bit of an unexpected one, at least 10,000 fish have been killed in Conewago Creek as a result of the chemical runoff.
York County officials are advising people to avoid swimming, fishing, or boating in those areas until further notice. Stay tuned for any updates on that. And also another fire today, unfortunately, in Wellsville. We'll give you more updates on that when they come. Another big story that Jess actually reported on this week is that Pennsylvania colleges leave students with the third highest amount of debt in the entire country. Can you tell us a little bit more about that one, Jess?
I guess here in York County, students would appear to be pretty lucky. You know, the two colleges that I discussed in the article, Penn State York and York College, one a state school, the other a private school, both fell pretty low on the rankings of most expensive schools in the state. And still, students expressed a lot of concern about what they were going to do after graduation. And I know, as a recent grad, I share that concern too. It's something that we'll all hope for reform for in the future.
Definitely. Our weird story of the week comes in the form of a 50-pound tortoise, which ran, or I guess you could say walked away from its Shrewsbury home on Tuesday.
Well, thankfully, Sophia was reunited with her family on Wednesday, and they say she's doing quite well.
If you haven't already heard, we recently added a section to our website called The Good News, where we can kind of combat all those claims that people are always saying that we never report on anything good. If you want to check that out, you can just view it at www.yorkdispatch.com/thegoodnews.
This week's good news story is about a York City man who decided to quit smoking, set aside all the funds he would have spent on cigarettes, and he actually purchased a car with it.
That is very good news, and as if you needed another reason to try to quit smoking. In sports this week, one of our sports reporters, Patrick Stroker, wrote a really great profile of a new Revs player named Nick Ferdinand. He was originally drafted by the Phillies, which is his hometown team, as he's from around the Philly area. But he was cut, and he's now playing with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder.
Apparently, he's off to a great start with York, so keep your eye out for that story.
Are you looking for something to do this weekend? Well, there's a couple different things going on that we have. Tonight, in fact, at 7, the concert band of the U.S. Army Field Band is performing at the Polo Center on York Penn State's campus. Tickets are free, but they are required. And tomorrow night, this one actually sounds very interesting to me, the York Heritage Club is hosting an artisan beer affair, which is a fundraiser, so tickets are going to be between $55 and $65, and that will be from 5 to 9 at the Agricultural and Industrial Museum. Obviously need to be 21 to attend that. You got anything going on this weekend, Jess?
Well, I'm pretty new to the area. I just moved here about a month ago, so I'm just looking forward to exploring and seeing what the city has to offer.
And it's a lot. Alright, nothing we can talk about too far in advance this week, unfortunately, but you should definitely be on the lookout for a story that should come out today by our political reporter, Greg Gross, who was in the Capitol yesterday for a press conference that included Montel Williams. Yes, that Montel Williams. Speaking out in favor of legalizing medical marijuana in Pennsylvania.
Well, Senate Bill 3 is already in a committee in the House, but the chairman of that committee does not want it to go to a vote.
Yep, well, that is all we have for you this week. Please feel free to tweet at me at DispatchDavid with any suggestions you might have for the show. This is a work in progress as of now. thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week on ReYD.